Hello guys, this is NASCAR fan 2015 back with another NASCAR review. This one's on William Byron as he is going to be going to the Xfinity Series and is a development driver for Hendrick Motorsports. As obviously William Byron's won 5 races. He's going to be driving he was driving for Jr Motorsports, and we all thought he was going to be maybe a Toyota driver, but Hendrick Motorsports decides to swoop him up, and he is going to be running for Jr Motorsports. Not announced yet what car he will be in. It's probably going to be the 5 or possibly the 9 because they have those 2 numbers available. Or maybe another number, and then obviously he's the development driver. So I think William Byron's a great talent. He's one of the few truck drivers that has wrecked or made like a ton of mistakes. Because you see guys like I think Ben Kennedy, like a couple other drivers like John West Townley, Ben Rhodes. A couple of those drivers make stupid mistakes. I mean, especially Ben Rhodes. He made a big mistake at Kansas and just completely dumped the leader. That was one of the stupidest things I've seen in the truck series. He didn't do it on purpose. It was a mistake though, but it was just stupid. So there's a lot of drivers that make stupid mistakes, or they drive stupid, and then like John Hummer Nemechek, who drives stupid and drove Cole Custer into the grass. But William Byron barely makes any stupid mistakes. Like sometimes he might get loose or something, but he's not like a stupid kid that just drives it in deep and wrecks someone. So I think he's a good driver, and for Hendrick Motorsports, I was thinking about July if Hendrick could get William Byron. I'm like, I could possibly see them going after William Byron, and then guess what? Like a month later, they signed William Byron, and I was pretty shocked by the news because I thought he was going to stay with Gibbs. I really didn't see that, or he's probably going to end up going somewhere stupid. But Hendrick ended up getting him, which is pretty cool. He'll probably be teammates to Chase Elliott, and that could really save Hendrick from going down the tube like RCR or Roush. I mean, I get that they're both those teams are in rebuilding, but this might help them a lot, getting some young talent. Because you got to think, Hendrick Motorsports' lineup, when Jeff Gordon was still driving, their lineup was I think their average was probably 40. They had Jeff Gordon, Dale Jr. in their 40s. Jimmy Johnson was 39, and then Kasey Kahne was in his 35. That's an old roster now. They have Chase Elliott, who's in his 20s, so that dropped him a little bit. And then they have now still 2 drivers in their 40s and Kasey Kahne in at 35. So now William Byron's going to make that even lower. I mean, when he gets in the Cup, you're going to have 2 drivers in their 20s. And that age could really be a difference maybe in the next couple of years. And that could be what possibly gets Hendrick back on top is youth, which that's what they're really hoping since it seemed like Gibbs is now the best team. So pretty much what I'm thinking what's going to happen with William Byron is possibly I think he'll be in Jr Motorsports for about 2 years. I'm thinking he'll be there. I'm thinking at the least 2 years. He's not going to go to Cup after 1 year. I just don't see them rushing him. He's going to get the same amount of time as what Chase Elliott had, except he runs the full truck schedule. So I might be in the 5, or no, I'm thinking more than 9. I'm thinking they might bring the 9 back, but somehow they might pick the 5. And this could tell what car possibly William Byron will be taking over. And I'll explain why. Because if he possibly gets the 5, that could possibly mean something's happening with Kasey Kahne. And if he takes the 9, it could either be possibly Dale Jr. retiring from his concussion, or maybe somehow Jimmy Johnson, which I don't know why people think Jimmy Johnson's going to retire. I see him being there for a while trying to get that 7th championship, and I doubt they want him to retire. I doubt Hendrick wants him to retire. So overall, and then I think sponsor-wise, I don't know who his sponsor is going to be. I'm hoping not Liberty. I don't really want to see them in Cup. I'd be fine if it's like an associate sponsor, but we need like a big time. I hope we get like a big time sponsor for William Byron. That would be a good idea. If we got a big company to get on there, sign on like Napa, maybe Aaron's. I mean, if you look at it, Aaron's, it doesn't have a driver. Maybe William Byron could be Aaron's new driver. I mean, they said they weren't leaving. They didn't want to leave. They left because there were no other opportunities in NASCAR. So they could come back. And so they could be like Napa, hitch on to a young driver. And so now we're going to get on to the part where who he might replace. So far, I'm saying that there's a 51% chance it's Dale Earnhardt Jr., I'm thinking. Because Dale Jr., I'm not really sure. I mean, Dale Jr. says he wants to come back, but if you look at it, once you get in a couple concussions, it really changes you. He might be a little bit cautious, and he might not be as aggressive as a racer as he was. So that might affect him as a driver, and I mean, he might not want to take more risks. I mean, that's the thing. He's got to worry now about these concussions and all this, so it might affect him as a driver, and if it doesn't get fun for him, he could easily retire within 2 years. I'm thinking, or he might just go out on top, maybe go aggressive. He might go aggressive, but then he might just retire. I mean, I'm thinking that might happen. I don't really see Dale Jr. being, I just don't really see him being here for that much longer. Or who knows, he might just say he's done with his career. And then, I don't know who would, I think Alex Bowman, if Dale Jr. retired immediately, I think Alex Bowman would be the driver they'd go with. He's been pretty good. He just hasn't had really a chance to show his talent yet because he's gotten in a couple wrecks or he's gotten some parts issues. So I think this could be a test possibly if Dale Jr. retires or says he's not ready to go. This could be possibly their new driver. But obviously if Dale Jr. does come back and then he retires a couple years later, William Byron is possibly going to be an Xfinity champ ready to move to Cup. And so now I'm saying 48% is going to go to Kasey Kahne because he has not done anything in Hendrick. He's won a couple, like 7, I think. No, it's probably way less. Let's see, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 wins at Hendrick in the five years. I really thought Kasey Kahne was going to be the future Hendrick. I thought he was going to win many races, win championships. I thought he was going to really be up there with Jimmy Johnson. And then he just took a downfall. It seemed like every year he went even further down the hill. 2012 was really good. 4th in points, 2 wins. Then 2013, he was like 10th in points with 2 wins. And then in 2014, I think he was like 15th with 1 win, and it was a miracle at Richmond. And then last year he got 17. I think it was 18th. I think Eric Almirola beat him. Yeah, he got 18th in points. This year he could get 17th in points, and they'll say it's an improvement, but he wasn't. 2016 Kasey Kahne wasn't even in contention to make the chase. He was good the summer part, and then he just had races like New Hampshire. I think Indy wasn't that great. He had a couple other races were just horrendous. That's really what got him behind, and that's why. And because at least last year he was in the chase for a while until he had a bad run. He was basically outside the cutoff the whole time, and when he did make the cutoff, that was when there was a new winner, and he got bumped out. But if Chris Buescher hadn't have won that rain-delayed race, fog delay, Kasey Kahne could have made the chase with his miraculous effort. But still, he didn't make the chase, and so there's a good possibility either he could leave, he might hate being at Hendrick, or Hendrick could just quit on him. I'd second one. I highly doubt. I think it's gonna be Kasey Kahne's decision on whether he wants to continue or not. So we'll see how that issue goes, because we got two drivers that have unknown futures at Hendrick. They really haven't performed, and then the 1% goes to Jimmie Johnson. If somehow he decides to retire, there's no way. I highly doubt Jimmie Johnson retires. I don't know why people are saying he's going to retire, just because they think he's old or something. I highly doubt that Jimmie Johnson's just going to quit. I can see Jimmie Johnson trying to go after that 7th championship, and I think he might want to pass Jeff Gordon at least in wins. But the issue is I think, especially this year, I mean, he's slowed down in the wins. He's at a long, long win list. It's been forever since Hendrick got a win. And I think with Jimmie Johnson, he's got to be getting 4 or 5 wins a year if he wants to even catch Jeff Gordon. He can't. If he gets 2 years, next couple of years, that's not going to do anything. That means he'll catch him in like 8 years. I'm not sure if Jimmy will run that long. But I think if Johnson wants to be safe, he's got to get like 4 wins a year if he wants to catch Jeff Gordon. And that'll take 4, if he can get like 4 wins a year, he'll catch Jeff Gordon by 2020 or by 2021. But if he's getting 2 wins, that's just going to make it harder on him. So I really don't know if Jimmy is going to catch. I think he can. If they can get speed, if Johnson can get his mojo back, and maybe if they wouldn't get all these stupid penalties, he could have had maybe 3 wins, maybe been like one of the favorites for the chase. But turns out it's not, and then I think Johnson, I'm not sure if he's going to get another championship. That's still debatable. We'll have to see about that. But overall, I think he's going to replace Dale Jr. I don't see I see William Byron being the replacement for Dale Jr. That's what I see. He's going to run 2 years, similar to Chase Elliott, and then when Dale Jr. retires, similar to what Jeff Gordon had, he's going to take over. Now, I think sponsorship-wise, I think Exalta is probably going to stay. And then but I don't know about nationwide, so we'll see if they agree with William Byron. But I think that'll be the plan. And then I think William Byron, there's a chance, I'm saying by my plan, there's a chance he might be in the 9, the 25, or if Dale Jr. wants to keep the 88, he'll be in the 88. I don't know which one it's going to be yet. But it's probably one of those 3 numbers. It's probably going to be mostly up to Dale Jr.'s decision if he wants to keep the 88 on the racetrack, which there's a good chance he will. He might want to keep the 88 because he has the car in Xfinity and he lets other drivers run it. But William Byron might be able to pick his number. Now with like the 24, I don't think Chase really had a choice. He was in the 24. And then possibly maybe 25. Maybe Hendrick wants to go back to their classic number, even though I don't think that car did very well. But we'll see. As down the road, long-term, William Byron is at Hendrick. So that's the end of the video, guys. So today's poll question is, how do you think William Byron will do in the Xfinity Series next year? Will he do really good or will he struggle? So that's the end of the video, guys. If you like this video, give it a like. Like me on Facebook, NASCAR Racing Fan, YouTube, NASCAR Next News page. Subscribe for more videos. This is NASCAR Racing Fan 2015, signing out.